Hello everyone, my name is Yurgantini, and today I represent the research team, Professor Armen, Miss Alia, Miss Laili, and Professor Tati. I will present our research title, System Design of Community Computing Based on Grace. This work has been developed in collaboration with Stay ITB, Universitas Kristen Maranatha, and OIN Palangkaraya. The focus of this presentation is to introduce the GRACE system, its design, validation process, and potential impact on elderly well-being in Indonesia. This slide presents the outline of our presentation. We begin with the background, which provides the context and motivation for this research. And finally, we end with future work, where we describe planned direction for further development and scaling. This outline will guide you through the logical flow of our study on the GRACE system. As we know, the global aging population is rising rapidly. According to the World Health Organization, by 2050, the proportion of people aged 60 years old and above will almost double, from 12% in 2020 to 22%. This demographic shift creates both challenges and opportunities. Many elderly people struggle with social isolation, declining health, economic dependency, and a loss of purpose in life. Therefore, ensuring a good quality of life beyond simply living longer has become a crucial concern. Here we see the existing situation with aging related framework. On the left side, indices such as the Healthy Aging Index, the Active Aging Index, and Indonesia SPTK have established frameworks, broad applicability, and a certain level of cultural fit. However, on the right side, we face significant challenges. These frameworks are often fragmented, they generally lack personalization, and most importantly, they often suffer from cultural mismatch, especially when applied in a diverse context such as Indonesia. This balance illustrates the gap. While existing indices provide a strong starting point, they are not sufficient for creating a holistic, personalized, and culturally relevant system. This is the very gap that GRACE is designed to address. Building on the gaps we just saw, the GRACE ecosystem is designed with four main objectives. At the foundation, GRACE is an AI-based community ecosystem, which means it leverages technology not just for information, but to create meaningful social connection and personalized support. Above that, GRACE is designed specifically for the Indonesian context. Unlike global indies that often overlook cultural differences, GRACE incorporates local value, family structure, and social norms. The third layer is providing holistic support. This goes beyond health. It includes social participation, resources, productivity, and overall well-being all integrated in the one system. And at the top, the ultimate goals is to help other adults achieve their life goals, to remain healthy, active, productive, and to live meaningful lives. So, the GRACE ecosystem is not just a tool, but a comprehensive framework to optimize the quality of life for the elderly in Indonesia. Our study follows the design science research methodology. The process begins with identifying the problem, setting objectives, designing the solution, followed by demonstration, evaluation, and communication. We combine this with human-centered design and agile iterative principle to ensure the system responds to the real needs. In phase 1, we conducted expert validation with 5 specialists, achieving 85% agreement on the model's relevance and feasibility. The GRACE model and index is the foundation of our system. It is built on four dimensions that capture what is means to age well. First, growing healthy. This promotes both physical and mental well-being as the basic for a healthy life. Second, resourceful. This encourages the efficient use of personal and community resources to support productive living. Third, active. This dimension emphasizes the importance of regular physical activity and engagement for an active lifestyle. And fourth, enriching life. This highlights life experiences, contributions, and meaning so that older adults can enjoy a fulfilling existence. Together, these four dimensions are integrated into the GRACE Index, which provide personalized recommendations for its individuals. In other words, GRACE is not just a static measurement but a dynamic tool to connect elderly people with the right resources and opportunities that match their needs and values. Now, how do we put the GRACE model and index into practice? This brings us to the GRACE system architecture. At the very center of the systems are the elderly themselves. They are the primary focus of GRACE. Surrounding them, we start with iGRACE, which manages individual data and the GRACE index. Then fGRACE, which incorporates family and cultural support, recognizing the importance of family values in Indonesia. Next is cGRACE, focusing on community engagement, creating social connection and opportunities for participation. OGRACE provides governance oversight to ensure transparency, data security, and accountability. Finally, at the outermost layer, ZGRACE represents the government and policy framework, making sure the system aligns with national priorities and public services. Together, these five subsystems form a layered ecosystem, ensuring that the elderly receive not only technological support but also social, cultural, and policy reinforcement. This table provides a concise summary of the subsystem. iGRACE consolidates indicator and provides the analytical backbone. fGRACE embeds cultural and family values. cGRACE builds connection with communities. oGRACE strengthens data, governance, and stakeholder roles. And gGRACE links the system with government initiative. Together, they form a holistic and context sensitivity ecosystem. This slide shows the implementation status of GRACE so far present as a timeline. We began in 2017 with the preparation of data from Indonesian Happiness Survey or SPTK 2017. This provided the first foundation for analysis. In 2021, additional data was collected through SPTK 2021, allowing us to enrich and update the index with more recent insight. Moving forward to 2024, we conducted an expert validation phase involving five experts from geriatrics, public health, academia, and international organization APEC. They confirmed about 85% agreement on the accuracy and relevance of the GRACE index. By 2025, the first stage of the GRACE index development was completed, marking an important milestone in creating a validated foundation for the system. Finally, also in 2025, we have prepared a prototype chatbot, which is now undergoing internal testing. This prototype will demonstrate how personalized recommendation can be delivered directly to older adults in the accessible way. In this slide, we discuss the key challenges in supporting elderly well-being and how the GRACE system addresses them through specific design choices. On the left, we see the major challenges: fragmented data issue where the information is scattered and not integrated, infrastructure gaps since not all elderly have access to advanced technology, the digital divide reflecting differences in digital literacy, privacy concern, especially when handling sensitive personal data, and finally, the need for cultural adaptation to ensure the system fits Indonesian values and traditions. On the right side, we show the corresponding GRACE solution integrated in this in iGRACE, unified fragmented data sources, lightweight platforms such as chatbot, reduce the barrier of infrastructure, simplified user flow, help bridge digital literacy gaps, OGRACE, governance ensures strong data protection and privacy handling, and through FGRACE and CGRACE, the system ensures cultural and family alignment, making it contextually relevant for Indonesia. Together, these design choices demonstrate how GRACE transforms challenges into opportunities, ensuring that the system is both technically feasible and culturally appropriate. In conclusion, GRACE is designed as a holistic ecosystem that integrates five subsystems while placing the elderly at the center. Its potential impact lies in enabling elderly individuals to live healthier, more active, productive, and meaningful lives. The GRACE Index simplifies scattered and not integrated infrastructure gaps since not all elderly have access to advanced technology, the digital divide, reflecting differences in digital. However, there are important limitations. So far, our validation has been limited to expert review without large-scale user testing. Data availability is restricted, which may affect accuracy, and the prototype scope remains narrow, focusing mainly on chatbot interaction at this stage. This limitation will guide our next steps is refining the system. Looking ahead, several steps are planned. We will implement the prototype in real community settings. User trials will be conducted with academic and local elderly groups. Rigorous mixed method evaluation will assess both quantitative performance and qualitative feedback. We will refine algorithm to provide adaptive, personalized recommendations. The dataset will be enriched to improve accuracy. Finally, we aim for scalability, partnering with government, NGOs, and technology providers to ensure broader impact and sustainability. Finally, we would like to acknowledge the contribution of our collaborator, partner institutions, and experts who support this research. We also extend gratitude to the communities and organizations that are part of this initiative. Thank you very much for your attention. I look forward to your feedback and questions. If you have any questions, you can contact us by email. Thank you.